Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's about 4:30. I'm standing at the top of Soi 1, where Sukhumvit starts, and heads towards Pattaya and points beyond. A long way across Thailand, but this is where it starts. When you head off in the other direction, towards Siam Paragon and all that, it's Plone Chit Road and Soi Room Rudy, Wireless Road, the U.S. Embassy, all these places. I'm heading over to the Plone Chit BTS. If I can make it across the toll road exit and entrance. Some old school train tracks right next to the toll road. And although I'm on Soi 1 and Nana, Plone Chit BTS is actually closer. The Nana station, it's not that far up. It's, where is it at? Soi 8 and Soi 11. Right at the Plone Chit BTS, off to the right here is a really quiet little neighborhood. There's, how do I put it? There's nothing there but homes. There's no 7-Eleven, restaurants. Now you're a 10-minute walk, if that, from that area over here. You would have to go up and over Sukhumvit. And there's a series of restaurants, a 7-Eleven, everything over here on this side. The old Novotel Hotel at Plone Chit BTS has became a 4 Points by Sheraton. If you have those Sheraton miles. And down, starting in this direction, there's no Soi 1, 2, 3. It's just different odd named streets. And this one doesn't even have a street sign, but we're directly below Plone Chit BTS. I'm just going to take you a short walk back here. There's a series of condos. They're not going to be super cheap. This is central Bangkok, and you are just across the street from Wireless Road. And I don't know how many dozens of embassies are over there, including the U.S. Embassy, Japanese, Australian. So all the diplomats. That is the noble Plone Chit. That's probably the fanciest in the area. But there are tons of 8 and 10-story buildings tucked away back here. And they're still going to be expensive. You know, I'm going to take that back. The first building, the closest to Plone Chit, it's an older building. There's, you know, how do I put it? There's bikes everywhere, and it's just a more family style Thai building. I've said that in other videos, and I was scolded one time by a lady. She said, "What are you talking about? They're all Thai buildings. They're in Thailand." And I don't mean to put a distinction between a more traditional building that might have, say, a Thai wet bath compared to a fancy building that Thai folks pay more money to live in, and that's usually where expats gravitate. Fancy building or not, even in central Bangkok, it's still going to be less than $1,000 US. But this older building, show you how close we are to Plone Chit BTS. That's it right there. As a matter of fact, the 4 Points by Sheraton is attached to BTS Plone Chit. So not even a 2-minute walk. And you have this, which I'm going to call an apartment building more than a fancier condo building. If you're on a limited budget, I would take a hard look at some of these type buildings. There's another really cool one my buddy lives in, actually by Queen Circuit MRT. Again, one stop from Terminal 21, and just a very, very convenient location. And the trade-off, let me get around this corner here, is he's got a Thai wet bath, which his shower just kind of rains down into the bathroom, all over the toilet. And that's how Thai buildings are. If you want separate showers or these kinds of things, maybe larger units, many of these Thai buildings, I don't know about the one I just showed you, they're going to be one simple room. Call it a studio, whatever you'd like. They may or may not have cooking facilities. Sometimes you're expected to cook on a Thai wet kitchen out on the balcony. And other times, hey, put a hot plate in there if you want it. But right around the corner here, again, there's, for whatever reason, there's an Avis rental car right there. But you need to go kind of a ways down this street and off to the left. That is the Life Plone Chit building up there. And the Swiss Embassy, I think, is off here to the left. You can't access it from here, well, unless you're Swiss, I guess. Let me get over here and show you some of these condos. You're not super far from 7-Eleven and all. I'm just so used to 3 7-Elevens on every street that this area, it's a little quiet in that department. I don't know what this building is. Okay, that's the Plone Chit condominiums. They look a little older, but I'm all about old. My building is from the 90s, and that's considered old, but it's also solid. I can't hear anybody walking above me. I can't hear the neighbors. Nothing. I think this red truck is coming out of the side entrance from that, yeah, it is the Noble property. And I don't want to know what a 2-bedroom cost in the Noble here. It's going to be a lot of money. Yeah, this is the parking exit, I assume. And like, this building is really interesting to me. Just walking by, you can see the size of the units from the outside if the curtains are open. Seems pretty spacious. It's the O2. I need to meet some buddies here in about a half hour, so I'm just going to take you down to the end of the little street here and then double back to the BTS. But from here, just a normal walk, you're at BTS Plone Chit in 5 minutes. I believe this is all Swiss Embassy to the left, or Embassy of Switzerland. And I'm not sure if this is all one property. It says the Craft Plone Chit, but they look different, this compared to that. So I'm not sure. This court property up here, I think it's the Carolyn Court. It looks interesting. More apartment-like. Yeah, it says apartments for rent, recreational facilities. Well, let me see what the sign says. The thing about central Bangkok is you'll see a building like this and think, oh, that's going to be super affordable. And then it's 35,000 baht, which isn't outrageous, but special rate available. Okay, these are serviced apartments, studio room. The good thing about serviced apartments, if you consider a good thing, is oftentimes you do not have to do a 12-month lease. They're month to month. Sometimes you can even stay in a serviced apartment for a week. Ooh, this is a fancy building off to the left here. Beautiful. Vizuni Mansion across the street. I think the fruit truck's coming down the street. Ooh, this is nice. That guy has a barbecue out on the balcony. I haven't pushed my luck trying to barbecue on the balcony. It's not super popular over here, as popular as grilled foods are. I haven't really gone long in life without having some type of barbecue. Even living on a sailboat, I had that barbecue hanging off the rail. And here's another nice building. Oh, I should mention, if I forgot, that very first building that is next to the Plone Chit BTS It also butts up to the toll road. So that probably wouldn't be cool if you were on that side, having your windows open. Not so much for the noise, but just the diesel trucks going by, and not much bothers me, but I would probably try to avoid living 10 feet from a toll road. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the nest, Plone Chit. And right there, you can get a feel for the unit. That's obviously the living room on the right, maybe the bedroom on the left, or the opposite. And oftentimes they'll have a washing machine. This is kind of nice. My air conditioners take up the better part of my balcony, but you can see they have them in their own little case off to the left. And I'm gonna guess a washing machine is in the kitchen. It's going to be very rare that you find a dryer. Sometimes somebody has upgraded to the washer dryer combination, but I've never really found one of those that works. I forget who it was. I think it was might have been Bill Burr, one of the comedians, said they have these fancy washing machines. You put your laundry in there. I think he was in London. And an hour and 45 minutes later, you pull out some soggy, half-dry clothes. This is the Arcadia Suites. You know, I might as well make the loop, take you right over to Wireless Road. And there's the Life at Wireless. That's the biggest player in the area. And just from memory, the water taxi, which kind of in between Sukhumvit and Plone Chit. There's a water taxi station right there by that Life. I like these older, whatever they are, 12 unit buildings. Woodtayu Court. And that is the freeway or toll road right there. There's a shortcut to go under the toll road, and then you pop out in a very little traditional area. And these cars, they're coming from Wireless Road, straight ahead, where I'll take you, and then off to the left will be Sukhumvit. Here's another building here. I think I can catch the name up there. I think it's the Natra. Not much sidewalk in this area. Again, those things don't bother me, but I've put out 700 plus videos. I've seen every comment in the book, and I get a lot of sidewalk comments. There are definitely parts of town that have larger walkways and sidewalks than others, but I get it. If perhaps you're in a wheelchair, there's some apartments tucked away back here. I'll show you a peek. I try to be a little discreet. There are security guards everywhere. I'm sure they're looking at me right now on this little camera, and rightly so. And there's the Life. I've been back here exploring this area many times. Yeah, just these smaller buildings. That'd be a sharp place to live. Again, small building or not, you might think this place right here, oh, it's going to be way cheaper than the Life. Actually, just the opposite. That Life building has so many hundreds of units, and they may be very small. There might be a 28-meter studio, a 31-meter one-bedroom, a 35 one-bedroom, and it goes up from there. Where some of these smaller buildings, they're just big, gigantic one-bedrooms, and they charge you twice as much as that studio in the Life. Or sometimes you'll find a building and it's only 2-bed, 2-bath. And I don't care how old it is, it's still gonna be, 60, 70, 80,000 baht. Here's an old Jag. I think there's a Jag repair facility around the corner. And this is how the rich people get around town, these limo vans. No limousines or town cars, tricked out Toyota vans. This is Wireless Road straight ahead. So if you were to take a ride on Wireless, which I'm going to, you'll hit all the embassies, International Nursery. daycare is not cheap. The same with the international schools. If you're bringing a kid over and it's coming out of your pocket, that will be a huge consideration. Here's another limo van. Plenty of traffic. Everybody heading home. Pick your spots. If you're driving into Bangkok, you want to pull in at 5 in the afternoon, it's going to take you 10 times longer to drive around the central city than 9 o'clock at night. Straight up in front of me, where that guy is walking with a backpack, that's the Swiss embassy off to the left. On the right, there's a series of wellness resorts. What is that? The BDMS and the Movenpick Wellness Resort, Bangkok. Oh, that's an interesting building right there. I've never explored, but I'm not running this gauntlet across the street today. I'm gonna head back up to the train. It looks like they're building the embassy wireless behind all this billboard. And if I have my boundaries correct, that is, and I may not, the Park Hyatt, which is attached to the Central Embassy Mall. If not, it's just one block up to the right. What do we have here? Yeah, it is. Okay, because this says opposite Central Embassy. 1 bedrooms, 9.59 million baht. 2 bedrooms, 17.59. And I guess these are the showrooms. And the construction's next door. I don't know what this is. I've never explored in there. It's some type of office building. Maybe some restaurant I cannot afford. Bacardi. But this Swiss embassy is huge off on the left here. The embassy wireless coming to you soon. A little under 18 million baht. You want that 2 bedroom. And this is your typical large embassy around town. I'm sure they don't appreciate the filming. There's normally no photography signs everywhere. You stand in front of the U.S. Embassy just down the road here, they'll come out and remind you in a hurry. There's the Swiss colors. And actually this is the front of the embassy. Large facility. Some of these office buildings, you'll just be walking around or doing some business and you'll see the Embassy of Chile or Colombia just in an office building, where other outfits, Switzerland, UK, Canada, these are going to be huge embassies with all the business and expats living in the area. Across the way here, next to the Park Hyatt, is the Central Embassy something or another. I can't see it from across the street, but looks like another huge construction site. I get all kinds of interesting comments. I don't have much tolerance these days for knuckleheads, so when somebody says something stupid on the channel, I just block them. I mean, I'm not going to argue with them or put the comment up and have other people start arguing with them. I mean, I keep it positive. Well, this guy I was going to let slide, it wasn't that bad, but he made some comment to the effect of, oh, nice video, if all you like is concrete and you want to live in a concrete jungle, and on and on. And I don't know. I didn't know if he was halfway kidding. I don't think so. I think this guy was generally like, you know, what a nasty looking city. So I shot back and said, hey, I'm sorry. You know, I'll try to find the dirt roads in Bangkok that might have an elephant standing there for you. And he shot a message back, well, what an arrogant comment. Who do you think you are? And on and on. And I don't know. Who makes a comment that, look at this concrete jungle? I mean, so don't come here or don't watch the video. Why are you watching a video on Bangkok, but I don't know. I was just trying to have a little fun with a guy. Maybe he would have laughed it off and we would have gone on with our day, but he took real offense to my dirt road and elephant comment. But then again, what was the guy looking for? This is a video in the central Bangkok area, and he was complaining there was too much concrete. I pointed out some of the amazing parks not even a mile from here, and that didn't seem to pique his interest. And there's the Park Hyatt Bangkok, again attached to Central Embassy Mall, which then attaches to Chit Mall or Plone Chit Mall. There's so many malls, and they're all within walking distance of one another. If you keep heading down the right here, and I might have mistakenly said I'm coming up to Sukhumvit. This is Plone Chit Road. Sukhumvit starts down at Soi 1, I think where I started this video. But when you head off to the right, heading towards the Park Hyatt, and this is Wireless Road I'm on. It's definitely not Sukhumvit, although I'll apologize if you watch the first 100 videos I made. I'm sure I called this area Sukhumvit many times. It's the Sukhumvit light green line, the BTS right above, if a train comes by here in a second, but this is not Sukhumvit Street, if that makes sense. If you told somebody, drive me all the way down Sukhumvit to Siam Paragon, they're not going to be confused, but technically Sukhumvit starts up there in the Nana. And I'm almost back, yeah, there it is, to the Plone Chit BTS. I need to run into actually a barbecue place right across the way. What is it called? Shoot. Is it Billy Smokehouse? Excellent. Right at the bottom of Plone Chit BTS. It's not cheap, but you get what you pay for, and if you want that smoked brisket or slow cooked pork, I mean, that's worth 10 bucks to me all day long. Yeah, I make no apologies for loving Bangkok. Concrete jungle, too much traffic, polluted, whatever the case might be. I love it. It kind of reminds me of different TV shows where I love New York City, but it comes with a cast of characters, and it was always kind of a running joke on TV series or movies with something weird happening. A guy just taking a leak on the sidewalk out in front of a fancy restaurant in New York, and the main character would always say, "I love this city." And I really like this skywalk they have down here in the Plone Chit area, and again up by Central World Mall, heading up towards Siam Paragon and MBK. What do we have over here? The Revive Ventures After Work Market. Yeah, this was not here 2 weeks ago. I just love that things pop up out of nowhere. In my home state of California, which I love, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down my country or putting down San Diego. I love San Diego. It's just too expensive to live there into retirement. I can live over here like a king, or I can probably still be working in San Diego, so I choose to live here. But to put something up like this, I'm sure would be a 1-year permit process, and on and on and on. Plus, where's your $100,000 liability insurance policy? Here, they just get together and do some business. I still have the Christmas tree up, but here at the Noble Play, again, Plone Chit BTS, they're having a mini concert series. It's outstanding this time of the year. If you can come over and visit anytime after Thanksgiving until, call it Valentine's Day, but around the holidays, Christmas, New Year's Eve, the weather's just perfect. It's not hot, it's not humid, it doesn't rain. So all these different little events pop up, and I've been seeing this advertised. Maybe I'll come up here and try to see a show. I think they're doing music most nights of the week, but check out the Noble Play building, which I'm not familiar. I've never been in the building. I know it's a fancy condo. I showed you the side entrance to it, and maybe it's a multi-use building. Trying to look. It says, I can't read from here, something workspace, workshop. So yeah, it might be part offices and part fancy condos. and part concert venue. And I just noticed there's a band setting up over there at the Revive Ventures. Again, this is a Tuesday afternoon. It's not a weekend thing only. Again, the guy who complains there's too much traffic and too much concrete, he'll probably be the guy complaining that a band is making too much noise 20 floors below his condo. And I'm just having a little fun. But there are some characters out there. Luckily, I just delete them, so you don't have to deal with them in my comment section anyhow. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love walking around this town. I see something new on a street I've been down 1,000 times. And there'll be plenty more videos to come. You take it easy. Consider subscribing if you have not. These looks around town are of any value to you. You take it easy. See ya.